That's just honestly how I feel, bro. Because it's like, get the fuck out of here, bro. Like, why do I care about your guys' fucking real, like, minuscule? And I don't mean to minimize or marginalize any of my family members' like achievements, but it's like, okay, great, you graduated like high school or some shit. Fucking, that should be a given, bro. Fucking graduate college and we'll talk about this shit. I'm talking about fucking doing some shit nobody's doing, bro. In the family, bro. Is that like fucking not? Is that like some normal shit? Is it just, oh, well, he's throwing a show that he's never thrown before. It's his first one. Who gives a fuck? You know what I mean? What is he doing, man? Like, what is he? You coming out with your 50th, 60th, 70th, 80th fucking album? Who cares, man? Nobody gives a fuck. It's all gibberish. You know what I mean? We don't care. Who knows what he's talking about, man? Like, you know, fucking Big Serbs is like, who's this guy, man? He ain't no Eminem. He's not fucking Dr. Dre. Like, he's just some guy that fucking, you know, we know by blood, and he's doing his thing, and in his face we'll smile, and fucking no one gives a fuck. Like, people don't even understand, like, that type of shit. And that's why
Max was the turnout of my lifestyle. Smoking green, blowing white clouds to build the blue skies. Conversating with the gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Walk through the sands of times like Gara. On the other side of that gad is karma. He wet Prada, the devil like inside your box now. While the angels fly over my headstone.
We are back with another episode of the God's Hour podcast with your boy Big Serbavelli, back in the place to be, La America Superior, Palace 81 Studios. We are live in effect, live and direct. It's your boy, Mr. Nine Times. Yeah, man. Today's drip check, we have, oh, don't we start off with the math? I don't know. It's been like 2 weeks since I've done a episode, so I'm sorry. Today's mathematics is October 21st, 2025, which means it is wisdom and knowledge all being born to understanding. We have to put what we learn from our knowledge into wisdom and double check to bring understanding into our lives. Always make sure you have facts to back up any and all information to have a clear understanding. Peace. Today's drip check, we have fire red 5s, 514s. I gotta get another pair of these. These are amazing. These are super comfortable though. And these are like the Daisy, what was it? The I forgot what dropped. I think this came out in July, but yeah, I'm like, so with my logos and shit, I'm so, you know, but this is the Daisy on the back, and then the Paz of Imperial script on the front, and then they got a Timex and some shades and my Los Angeles red hat. What's funny is, man, is I was talking to some dude about hats, and he was talking about how he only gets Dodgers fitted hats, but only in Dodger blue. And I was like, bro, like for and it's hot as fuck, by the way. Hey, hold up. Before we go deeper into the drip check, or should I just complete the drip check? I kind of fucked up, but because I feel like I'm gonna forget. But anyway, so with this guy talking about fitted hats, he's like, yeah, you know, I probably have like 100 and something pairs of fitteds. And I said, that's a lot. Like, are they, you know, whatever, exclusive or whatever the fuck, are they collabs? And he's like, nah, man, I actually don't like the people that wear hats of like different colors that are not of the team. And I was like, huh? He's like, yeah, you know, people, you know, they wear different color hats that aren't even the team colors. Like, why would you do that? And I'm like, because it's fucking stylish. And he's like, yeah, but that doesn't make any sense. I'm like, bro, that doesn't make any fucking sense. It's a red LA hat. It's not because I'm a fucking blood. It's because it matches the outfit. You know, I'm a very stylish guy. I'm a stylish cat. And that's how I'm going to run that shit. But this guy has all Dodger blue fitted hats, like 100 of them. And the only difference between each of them is like they'll have different side patches, or like, you know, now they have Otani or the other Japanese dude. He might be something else, my bad if he's not Japanese, but he has just purely Dodger fitted hats, right? They're not necessarily just saying LA on them. They have the whatever the fuck they say, the script. The new Dodger hats where they say it's like LA and then like D in it, pause. That shit is hard. That shit's fly as fuck. It kind of looks a little, I feel like if they flipped it or they did some different shit with it, I think I could get with it, but I don't know. So fitted hats for me were always a thing. I've never really liked snapbacks. Snapbacks were more of a thing that was cool at the time. I do have like 2 or 3 snapbacks. I have more snapbacks that I'm gonna get like custom Imperial threaded on, because fitted hats are just too fucking expensive to produce. Like if I were to do like a series of Imperial fitted hats, it would take fucking forever, because New Era's the only fitted hats that are out there in the game that have like really good quality. The only problem is they're like $30 for like blank fitteds, and I'm gonna have to charge an egregious amount of money for me to even see any profit. It'd definitely be like something like $100 a hat. I don't know who's gonna want to spend $100 a hat. So it's just, number one, it's not feasible. Number two, right now I don't see it being a possibility of me doing fitteds. Now, snapbacks and things of that nature, I am looking forward. I'm looking forward and I'm looking into it, because I want to get I want to make everybody like, I want to make Imperial available to everybody. Jeans, fucking at some point I want to do shoes, so I could stop plugging Jordan and on Nike and all that shit. No disrespect to them. I'm just saying, like, if they could come to me with like sort of collaboration. I'm not no shoe designer, but I do have an eye for certain things. If Action Bronson could make some shoes that look like slices of pizza or fucking like bullshit like that, not to fucking, you know, Action Bronson has, I think, I forgot, I don't know if they're 990s. I think they're 2002 Rs, but they're like blue. Those are fire as fuck. But if Action Bronson can make his own fucking shoes with New Balance, Nike can at least give me an Air Max. It doesn't even have to be 95, which are my favorite ones. They could give me 90s or some shit like that, because 90s are really popular in Los Angeles, specifically in South Central. I don't know if that's specific to South Central, but I do walk around South Central, and I feel like I shouldn't have said that. But catch me if you can, like the gingerbread man. I don't think anybody would recognize me in South Central the way I would be walking around. I'd be like, where's Waldo? I'd be like right in front of you, and you wouldn't even know it. How about that? What am I trying to say? Going back to fitteds. So I have a lot of fitteds, bro. I had a lot of the wrong size, like size 8 and shit like that. I put them in my car. I'm going to go give them the Goodwill. I got a lot of clothes and shit like that. I might just wait until my tia comes and just give her like a bunch of my clothes and shit. I think that's what I'm going to do, because I kind of don't really have time to be going out and doing shit other than like what I have to do, like the music or the podcast or the yada yadas. So I have a lot of fitted hats still. I don't know if I'm going to get more. I probably will get like 1 or 2 here and there. Like I just bought like an olive green Orioles hat, and another Mariners hat I had, green. So if you can hint at what I'm getting at, you're going to know why I bought those hats. And I've for certain hats that I get for certain albums and stuff, I do have like different outfits that I've tried, and I'm just like, I'm a more feel in the moment type of guy. If I'm not feeling this outfit for like a certain day, then I'm not gonna do it. So it just doesn't come out. Like with my album covers, I think it was more so when I did Greenlight, 3, I had a street white shirt with the 3 on it. I mean, very, very not well thought out at all. I had Fila shorts, basketball shorts, and a very big Orioles hat that you can't even see on the album cover because I have it to the side like this. And 4 was like, I had a black Orioles hat and the LMS, the first hoodie I had. So that was showcasing that. 4 was I finally had the whole fit. I had the olive green or military green, or whatever you want to say. I'll say olive green undefeated Spiridons with the camo cargos and what is it? The Imperial drip green shirt with the White Sox Armed Forces. I think that's 2024 fitted. Just to give y'all some fucking trivia, just in case someone's like, "Oh, like, no, you're wrong. Yeah, that's not what it was. That's not what I wore. I wish I'd wore long black socks though to that album because it just looks funny because like you can see my big fucking what are these guys called calves as I'm like crouching down. It just looks hella funny. Like that photo is like it's funny to me. Like it's kind of like I wanted to capture like how kind of funny it looks with. You know, I have the hammers and you can't see my face at all. Like in 3, you can't really see my face because it's blurred out. You just see like the barrel of the rifle. 4 is like me without my glasses. So I can't, like my eyes are real light fucking sensitive. I have astigmatism in my left eye. So that's why I'm not trying to look hard in the Greenlight 4 cover. I'm just squinting because that's fucking like literally how I would look at you in real life. And then 5, I don't think I have my glasses on either, but you can't even see them. So I just wanted to give, when I come with my outfits and stuff, I kind of want to ensue certain ideas into people's minds about what it is I'm trying to achieve. I think 3 was like, come like with the rifle and shit is like, fuck with me and see what happens. 4 is kind of the same, but it's more so like, I wanted to do like a black and white, old school, like Mr. Cartoon style photo or something like that. Or maybe not Mr. Cartoon, but like that era of like Cypress Hills photographer doing shit. You know, that's an homage to that. And then Greenlight 5 was more so like, okay, we're kind of going back into what the originality of it was, where we're going to be kind of striking more defiant kind of theme and like thematic. I don't know, like I think when just thinking about the music, 3 was more chill, you know. That cover I always felt wasn't necessarily what I believe the music represented, because 3 was very chill, very jazzy, very melodic. Like just the samples alone and the putting the drums in it. That was kind of like my first time actually going and producing an album for myself, and it took hella long. 3 took me 9 months. 4 took me, I think, 2 months. That shit, I almost like undercooked that shit, you know. And 5 was definitely undercooked to me. It was raw, and that's what I wanted. 3 was like a super fucking planned out thing. And in the middle of the process of Greenlight 3, the cover was done. 4 was kind of early in the process. I got the album cover done, but it wasn't done at that point. I think I only had like maybe 4 or 5 tracks on the album. And then 5 was very rushed, very last minute. It was kind of like me trying to, you know, beat the clock. So I don't know about y'all, but when I listen to it, it's not all the way there. You get what I mean? It's more so like if you like medium well, this is a medium rare steak. Like imagine if you told somebody I want my steak medium well and I gave you medium rare, that's what Greenlight 5 means to me. It's something that I just feel like people wouldn't gravitate to as much as they would 3 or 4. I think the general consensus is people like 4 or 3. I don't think 5 gets his praise, and I think that might be by design, because 3 and 4 I spent hella time promoting the fuck out of it. to the point where I feel like it kind of, in my mind, it diluted, it took away from the music of just, that's what I don't like about this music shit is I have to constantly put my shit out there. And I don't want to do that. Like, there's literally like a whole label market departments for that. Like, we got it. We got the marketing, the distribution, the yada yada. So I don't have to do that shit. But I understand that they're taking some of the money. So for me, man, it's like right now I'm trying to. And what I found with Bigger Nine is like, oh, okay, there's a certain formula that works for me that I can do to get people ready for this album. And still, I feel like I fail at getting a grand anticipation for my albums. That's something I need to work on. That's something I'm working on. And as an artist, you have to be very cognizant of how you are relaying your message into the world. And my message is very clearly like representing where I come from, how I grew up, my family, my struggles, my pain, and my love, all in one fucking album. I'm not going to give you a single. I'm not going to give you the bullshit, put one song out and then just, we all smoking and drinking for the next 3 months. Like, no, bro, I'm gonna hit you over the head with some crazy shit. And if you don't like it, check back with me on the next one, bro. As far as this year, I came out with Bigger Nine. That was at the end of March. Greenlight 5, which was at the end of May. 999, which was at the end of July. And I have 2 albums that I'm gonna release before the year is over, and I still need to get the album cover done for one with the mixing, and then the other one I'm kind of like at the end phase of it, like completing it. So I'm just, fucking doing my shit, and I'm just moving at a very, very good pace. I'm living my life, and I'm just trying to live my life, and not saying that the music's at a backseat, but I'm not forcing it. I'm not going 120% with it. I just saw something with Caliucci. She was talking about how she made Por Vida while she was still sleeping in her car and shit like that, which I feel like is the only way for an artist to get known is when they hit that type of rock bottom. I never hit that type of rock bottom. I was very close, but thank God I didn't. And everyone's journey's different. I feel like that's a good message. You know what I mean? The overall message is go 110% in your music, but I would not go broke for this rap shit. I wouldn't tell everybody that. I would say if you're special, I don't think I'm special at all. There's gifted, there's talented, and there's hard work. I'm very hardworking, and talent don't get you to the dance like that either. If you're gifted, if you have a 1 in a million voice and you can make a song like Telepatia, like Caliucci's, that's gifted as fuck. Her first couple features took her pretty bubbling, with Snoop Dogg and shit, and then also Drunken Babble, which doesn't get talked about. I feel like people talk about it a little bit now because she's put a little bit of eyes onto it, like in her interviews and stuff. But back then, like in the especially Isolation or Por Vida days, people didn't even know about that album. I knew about that because I remember when Never Be Yours came out, like that. It's like a live, like where she's dancing. She has a little skirt and she has like the whole like kind of 50s throwback with the blonde hair, like the platinum blonde hair and shit like that. That's the Cali I like. That whole style of her Por Vida era. I think she was untouchable, and maybe it's nostalgic too, but I just really don't like her poppy. Telepatia is a good song, but it's just I like the Cali with the sample loops and the more rapping and shit like that. She moved away from that. She went into more singing, which I like too, but if she were to ever go back to an album and let's say do a song, do some production with maybe not a hip hop producer, but more of like in that element that she could like do both of them shits, like hip hop R&B, I think she could make a really great R&B album with rapping in it. Is she gonna do that? Probably not, because listening to Cali's music, I just noticed that she's more of like in her own bubble, is very personal with her music, which I respect and I totally 100% understand. So who the fuck am I as a fan to be like, oh, well, I don't like her music because da 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 da. I just don't really listen to her new music like that. It's just I listen to what she puts out, little snippets here and there, and I swear I the only full song that I've heard since like the Sabor a Mi cover, which was like 10 years ago at this point, is whatever's on the radio, like Telepatía and Que Te Pedí, right? Que Te Pedí. Que te pedí. Na, 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 na. Dude, her voice sounds like haunting. Like her voice is so angelic. It sounds like she's haunting your bitch ass. That's a crazy fucking song. And it's a cover of, I think the artist is Colombian too. Que Te Pedí is a fucking, is a really classic song. I wanted to sample the original too because I think it's in Carlito's Way or Narcos. Want to say it's in Carlito's Way though. Actually no. It might be either in Narcos, is it where they go to Mexico? Or the fucking third season where they go in a Cali. Whatever it is, someone find out. But you just hear the fucking, what do they call that shit? The congas? The congas or the bongos or both. Where it's like, and the trumpets in the background. Hard as fuck, bro. Hard as hell, bro. And then you hear the booming, Que te pedí. Yeah, so fucking, that's hard as fuck. And then when she did the cover, I was like, great. Now I can't even cover the song because people are going to be like, oh, you heard the fucking Caliucci song. But whatever, it is what it is, dog. So I got a haircut from the homie Carlos's nephew, Kevin. I forgot what his name is on. I don't even follow him on Instagram, but I did my due diligence and he, you know what I mean? Like he did his thing, man. Like fucking hard, bruh. I appreciate the homie. As far as like barbers go, bruh, there's like a secret society of barbers out there and there's unwritten rules, right? I, for one, the rules are I feel like you got to know like barbershop etiquette. Don't come in no sandals, bruh. Please don't. Like thong sandals, don't do it, bruh. You're going to get clowned on. As far as me, these aren't like barbershop etiquette shits, right? It's just me strictly alone, right? Don't be fucking sitting next to a client if there's an empty seat. Unless there's like absolutely no chairs. But even then, I want you to stand the fuck away from me. Because at one time, fucking, my back is fucking killing me, dog. Ah, goddamn. Shit. How old am I right now? Barbershop etiquette, man. I feel like if you're just real rude, you know what I mean? There's some people that fucking, they stare at you when you're getting a haircut and you're like, bro, like, what the fuck? What is this, bro? Don't fucking be looking at me. I as far as like as a client, right? Don't be over here after you get your haircut, still waiting to fucking send money to my barber that's cutting my hair. So there's just different, I don't even remember what the point was, it's just, fuck, I don't fucking remember. So, shout out to the homie Kevin. He cut me up really good. So he'll be my go-to barber on Tuesdays when I need to get my haircut when Carlos isn't available. And Carlos told me, he was like, I'll do it, but I'm going to charge you a lot more. And I was like, I respect that and I understand that, but I'm not going to do that, bro. Like, first of all, like, if they paid me really good to come in on my days off, but even if they paid me double time, I still don't think I would do it. Matter of fact, you know what? I would do it, but it's the money over the time, man. Sometimes I don't want to be working and shit. I just want to be chilling at the crib with my dog, because if they offer like double time to everybody and shit, everybody would take it. Everybody, we would literally see like a great race of workers that would just be like smoking cigarettes on their breaks, drinking Celsius or rock stars with like fucking developing kidney stones because they're weeks on end working without a day off. And I think that's crazy, bruh. But that goes back to people needing money. People are already doing that, so yada yada yada. And so, yeah, man. Just I was in Mexico today and yesterday. Yesterday, man, I got out of work, came here. It was like 4 in the morning when I fell asleep, and my pops wake me up like at 6, so I got 2 hours of sleep. I'm with both of my uncles. These dickheads aren't letting me sleep. They're fucking talking about bullshit. They're all excited to see my dad, which is fine. Like, see pops, get excited with them and talk. But like, bro, understand, bro. Like I told y'all, I barely got 2 hours of sleep, bro. And when they didn't respect that shit, bro, that shit had me heated the whole trip. Like I didn't even want to talk to him the whole trip. Like I was just like, you know what I mean? And even my uncle, he was trying to like lighten the mood and be like, oh, like you're still doing shows and shit like that. And I was like, yeah, of course. And he was like, good, man. Like get out there and shit like that. So I'm like, okay, like what the fuck is this, bro? Like you don't really care. You've only been on like one open mic that I did. It's just funny how just certain shit is, I left the group chat and my family and shit because it's just like I really don't feel like people take either me seriously or they support me, so I just leave that shit. I don't give a fuck if it's family or not. I don't even like group chats. I hate waking up or my phone's ringing off and I think it's like a pretty girl or whatever, and it's not. It's like it's a message followed by 5 fucking other messages followed by 10 more messages within the span of like, I don't know, 20 minutes or something. My bad. I was looking at my phone real quick. It says it's going to be like 20 degrees cooler. Is that what the fuck it says? No way. 19 degrees cooler than yesterday or today or whatever the fuck, tomorrow. So we're going to see the temperature drop, and then the temperature is gonna raise up again, is going down again. So fucking October, the end of October is always like, it's hot, then it's cold, then it's hot, and it's cold. And November, it kind of starts gradually going down. By the end of November, then that's when it's consistently cold. But going back to like my family and shit, man, I just, I just felt like, why do I have to support? And I'm not complaining. I'm just looking and thinking like, why do I have to support all these people and their shit, and then when it comes to me and whatever, and it's not like every day. I'm not one of these dickheads that create group chats just so they could fucking get other people to support their music. I'm just talking about here and there, bro. If I announce a show, hey man, this is my very first show. I would love y'all to come out. It's in Boyle Heights, da 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 da. And nobody responds, and I get like a TFTI, oh fuck no, bro. Like we got problems. I ain't having that shit at all, bro. Like you got me fucked up thinking I'm gonna fucking put money up to throw a show, to get excited, to fucking post flyers and promote and book people and do all this shit and perform myself. Fucking people like not even just my family, but just people in general don't even know like the fucking amount of energy and hard work and dedication it takes to do this type of shit that I do. And for me to only get like 2 responses, oh thanks, oh sounds good, TFTI, it's like fuck you, That's just honestly how I feel, bro. Because it's like, get the fuck out of here, bro. Like, why do I care about your guys' fucking real, like, minuscule? And I don't mean to minimize or marginalize any of my family members' like achievements, but it's like, okay, great, you graduated like high school or some shit. Fucking, that should be a given, bro. Fucking graduate college and we'll talk about this shit. I'm talking about fucking doing some shit nobody's doing, bro. In the family, bro. Is that like fucking not? Is that like some normal shit? Is it just, oh, well, he's throwing a show that he's never thrown before. It's his first one. Who gives a fuck? You know what I mean? What is he doing, man? Like, what is he? You coming out with your 50th, 60th, 70th, 80th fucking album? Who cares, man? Nobody gives a fuck. It's all gibberish. You know what I mean? We don't care. Who knows what he's talking about, man? Like, you know, fucking Big Serbs is like, who's this guy, man? He ain't no Eminem. He's not fucking Dr. Dre. Like, he's just some guy that fucking, you know, we know by blood, and he's doing his thing, and in his face we'll smile, and fucking no one gives a fuck. Like, people don't even understand, like, that type of shit. And that's why it's not even, this ain't even just to my family. This is just for a lot of shit. You know what I mean? Like, whatever the fuck it is, I just don't care to be around people that don't care about my shit. Because I've met people that really rock with my music, and I'm just like, fuck everyone else. These are who I really rock with. Like a 30 Miles, like a Migs, like a NC. You know, this girl I'm talking to. These people that really enjoy my music, and I mess with that heavy, bro. Like, people don't even understand how much that shit means to me, bro, because this music shit, it means more to me than anything in this fucking life and existence, bro. Maybe besides my dog. I love him to death, and I probably love him more than I love music. But what I'm trying to say is, like, this shit ain't no fucking shit that I play around with. If I didn't have to work, I'd still be doing what I was doing. I was smoking weed on my ass, drinking and shit. I'd be in the studio 24/7. But you know what? I need to work. I need that type of shit. Going back to the Cali Uchis, you know, you got to be 120% in this shit. That shit gave me no wisdom. When I finally got outside of fucking Ontario, when I got into LA and I was able to experience seeing like fucking fiends fucking smoke fucking crystal or fent right there on the street, like open as fuck. I've seen fucking fiends hit the pipe before, but it's like all like in the shadows and shit. When you see somebody like right there on fucking Central Avenue smoking crack on a bicycle, that should tell you a lot, bro. That this shit is really like for keeps, bro. Like, this isn't no fucking game. This isn't no movie type shit. Like, this is some real reality of what's going on, you know what I mean? And I absorb all of that. So I think when it came to Greenlight, especially 4, I capped out on that. I feel like I hit that. I was angry. I hated fucking what was going on at the time. And that was what the best of what I could give you. 5 was more like, oh shit, like shit is changing. Shit is new. You know, what can I do? Fucking striking lightning in a bottle to put out this album. I wasn't even ready to do 5. I just did 5 off of strictly the energy of what was going on. And don't get me wrong, I was still mad because I was in a new environment where I didn't understand and I didn't have the fucking wisdom. You know, I was barely doing the knowledge, and I was the wisdom. Now I've hit the level of understanding to when we do the next Greenlight, oh shit, like, I could talk about this, I could talk about that. And to be honest, man, I had a whole fucking plan of green lights. I know exactly where I'm going to end it. But I'm going to tell y'all right now, the way things are going in my life, I might not even be able to, not that I won't be able to, but I don't even think I'm going to want to do another green light. You know, because Greenlight was born out of producing. Then by 3, we got to, like, let me see if I could do this shit for real. And then once I hit 4, I knew what pocket I wanted to be in. And that was just like channel all my anger into this shit. And then 5 was like goddamn near crashing and burning onto that shit, you know, where it was like, damn, I put a lot of personal into this. Now with these 2 albums that's gonna come out this year, it's kind of like, oh, now we've unlocked a whole new level. You know, I've figured out things about myself and what I'm doing in my life that really put this music thing that I'm doing in a different perspective for people, because I just feel like people, like I said, man, people, they get it, but they don't get it. I say that all the time. Mariposa, I just posted the kind of like, I kind of broke it down a little bit, but basically it's like, that's me like lyrically breaking down the change in my life, and just kind of, it's like retrospective and introspective. So the first kind of beat is like more loopy and shit, and it's like real dark. So that's kind of, it's more retrospective of kind of like what I'm thinking now, and then the beat change with the drums and shit is me thinking about kind of like both sides, to where it's like, you know, I'm just gonna give this part away because I feel like people they're not gonna understand it if I don't say it. But I said, Mom, just saying, you left me at a crucial time, so you can't press rewind. I had to get it grinding. Now you see me shining on Central. Slather butter on the raisin bagel, thinking of the next finagle. J Tiger chain, whatever, linked together. Yeah, whatever the fuck, right? That right there is me talking to a girl, right? So people are going to think I'm talking about my mom. Right there, I'm not talking about my mom. I'm talking about a girl. I'm talking to her, or what I would have said to this girl if we were still fucking, talking and shit. But it's like, it's a lot of betrayal. It's a lot of what I felt like happened that I felt shouldn't happen. But that's my opinion. You ask other people their fucking opinion, they're going to tell you something else. But Mariposa was basically me looking at myself from a caterpillar to like a butterfly now. But it's kind of like I go through that already, to where it's like I feel like I'm in caterpillar mode to the butterfly, and it goes back and around because of those chambers I'm in, because I'm always learning something new, and I put that in my music, or I think about it. Let's say I've talked differently about different subject, or the same subject differently, because I was able to learn what I needed to learn and move on, but then I go back to it. Like, history repeats itself, so I'm like finding myself in these same sort of scenarios, but because of what I've learned, I approach it differently and it gets a different outcome, and we keep it moving like that. Like, if we're just gonna go back to, let's say, betrayal, right? So if I felt like someone betrayed me, I'm gonna speak about it like, you hurt me, right? And I didn't like that shit. The next time I talk about it, it's gonna be like, yeah, you hurt me, fuck you, and I understand, like, I gotta get away from you. The next time I talk about betrayal, it might be, I see what that is, and I see it coming from a mile away. I'm not even going to fuck with you because I see where that's coming from. Because betrayal sometimes is like a mile away, and sometimes it's not. It's right next to you, and you don't even know when you get hit. And thank God that that's not really happened. I've been fortunate enough to, like, gain the wisdom of seeing, like, oh, I already know where this shit's going. Like, oh, you're moving like that? Like, fuck out of here, bro. Like, I already see what's going on. Or to women, too, like, oh, no. You know what I mean? Like, why are you being disingenuous with yourself? Not even me. Like, fuck me. You know what I mean? You could do what you want. It doesn't even matter. Don't even worry about me. I'm going to do what I need to do. But you being disingenuous with yourself, and I just think that's fucking crazy. And I think it's crucial for artists to understand, like, when you talk about your personal things in your personal life and your music, you need to really evaluate what you're doing and what you're saying. A lot of artists, they don't do that. They come with the same hippity dippity or rappity bullshit, and they're not talking about nothing, bruh. And I don't mean to offend anybody, but I'm just saying I feel different because I'm actually going to give you my life. I've given so much of my life, and especially with these 2 new albums, it's like on some different shit to where, oh man, I've never talked about this, like not even alluding to it. I thought I was able to squeeze all the water out of fucking the cloth or whatever, or the towel. But no, there's a lot of things that are still, like, the trauma and the pain that are still in my fucking heart that I've yet to talk about, because I compartmentalize, I fucking whatever the fuck that shit is, like dismiss and all that shit, or detach from that shit. And I hope I didn't just fuck up this thing right now, but it's not a healthy way of going about things, but they're just defense mechanisms that you go through, and they pop up, for sure. Fucking, they pop up in my dreams, or when certain things happen, or what gets me, which is so funny, man. And don't like sharing shit about like my personal life like this, but like when I'll see a fucking cartoon movie or something like that, and there's a real moment, and it might not even be sad, it could be a happy moment, and that shit'll just get me to start crying and shit, because that shit'll fucking like take me to a time when I was a kid or my grandfather or something like that, like real deep emotional feelings I have will be in just like the bottom of the barrel, that just, you know, something will just grab it and reach out and pull it, you know, out of my soul, and it'll really get me, and I'll kind of write that shit out. I've kind of been good with that, to where either I have like my journal. I'm not that good when consistent with my journal now, but I journal, or I'll just put it in the music somehow, or it'll pop up in some way. So yeah, man, as artists, I just feel like you got to be real with yourself. I think the message of the day is you got to be honest with yourself. You know, are you really doing what you need to be doing, or are you just doing it because it's cool or makes you money, or fucking, is it superficial? Is it not? Is it artificial? Is it official, or is it not? You know, you gotta have that serious conversation with yourself when nobody's around. See, when people are around, you can bullshit. That's easy. You can, oh yeah, I don't care. But when nobody's around, do you really not care? Or are you just saying that? Be honest with yourself. People, I do that shit all the time. Man, I don't give a fuck about that shit, bruh. And then later on, I'll be like, man, fuck that fool. Like, why'd he do that? You know what I mean? In my head, that's not giving a fuck. That's actually giving a fuck a lot. But you just say that in the moment so you could kind of like either shake it off, or not even acknowledge it, or you just, you know, you don't want to deal with it. So just be honest with yourself and heal the trauma that you have inside. This is the God's Hour.
Brass Max was the turnout of my lifestyle. Smoking green, blowing white clouds to build the blue skies. Conversating with the gods by my wildflower, to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower, to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower, to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower, to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Walk through the sands of times like Gara. On the other side of that gad is karma. You wet Prada, the devil like inside your box now, while the angels fly over my headstone.